non-unionized, private sector versus public sector, small business versus the people in the neighborhoods, small business against their own workers. We are setting ourselves up for failure. I do not see a room full of fools here. I see a room that is coming together, and this group, I have seen these faces in many places in this community over the past few years, coming together in a way that I'm unprecedented. The question I have, though, is how can we decentralize the economics of this community? How can we get back to entrepreneurial, independent businesses? If you want to have a job that can never be outsourced, that can never be laid off, you have to own that job, either yourself individually or with a group of people you're working with. How do we rebuild a small business economy right here? I see a few opportunities. One is all the blight that we have all over town. I'm a realtor. I work with real estate, and I am frustrated as anything with what the foreclosure and abandonment and blight has done to our real estate market. It kills business. If we can put people to work rehabilitating any house that can be rehabilitated and tearing down what cannot be fixed, that's going to create a lot of jobs. And these are jobs that could be individual entrepreneurs. I'm with an organization called Mahoning Valley Real Estate Investor Association, and that's what these people are, independent entrepreneurs. We need more. But the problem we have is access to capital. And this is not just here in Youngstown, this is a nationwide problem. Every investment group that I'm dealing with on the state level and on the national level are running into the same thing. They cannot get loans to buy the bricks and boards and wires and pipes to fix these houses that can be fixed. And with a vacant house, you better get in there and fix it fast or it's going to deteriorate beyond the point of no return, and then it becomes a blight to the entire neighborhood. We need capital. And if we have to, as a community, pool our capital, if we have to go after foundation funding, what little federal or state funding might be available, let's set up revolving loan funds. Let's start doing micro loans to help independent businesses to get started and to thrive in this community. Housing rehabilitation is just one. I love what I see with the farmers markets and the urban agriculture. Those are other businesses. You're going to create jobs right here in the community. We have a fish farm that's about to open on the south side. Unprecedented. I see some things happening and pulling together. Now, Youngstown is a textbook case. We are a case study in a city that has gone through the worst, divided itself, and been at war with itself. And I think we've come out of that phase. But we need to take a few steps, and it's not just asking for somebody else to come in and drop the jobs in here. We're going to have to get the people here with their skill levels high enough so that they can compete against anybody in the industry, anybody in the world. We can rebuild it, but we need to rebuild our population skills. We need to invigorate independent businesses, and we need to capitalize those businesses in some way, shape, and form. We need to get the blight out of here that is driving good homeowners out and driving businesses out. And we can rebuild this community because we are not a room full of fools.
We understand that it takes finances to move forward the vision, common vision and purpose. And I believe that that's a nugget. And I don't have the answer to that question. But I tell you, that's definitely worthy one of pursuing in relations to, and I would just, in taking a swing at it, what I would say though, is that even the investor relations group that you're a part of, and being able to collaborate with other investors, of course, who have the same mindset, because as being capitalist, because that's what our country thrived on, I do believe that we can turn our own city around. And I also believe that being that, as John had mentioned and even you had mentioned about Youngstown being the model case study, well, we've been through all types of oppressions, oppositions, transitions, and now we will set the new model for our country. If we go against all these racial barriers and buy into being able to decentralize our funds and understand that this notion, this movement is way bigger than each and every one of us, or each and every one of our races, or each and every one of where we're at now. So I thank you for your question and comment, and I hope that each and every one of us really receives that in our heart and believes that, because I know we have faced a mindset here within the city of Youngstown. And when we see negative things in the press and talk about how Youngstown is the poorest place, et cetera, and we can go on and on about that. But in realizing that we as a people have to be enraged about what they say about us, and say, you know what, we're going to turn this negativity around towards something positive, to where we will be setting the new model for the country to come. So thank you.